như hà liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc lạc tốc chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đan Thua Su Che Do Ye A La Hờ Đi San Miao San Pu To Xie. Nam mô Ta Đắc Tha Tô Già Đa Già La Hà Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Thoát. And the unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian wan jie nan zao yu wo jin jian wen de shou chi yuan jie ru lai zhe shi yi. O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Ching Liang, Great Master Shen Hua, all good monks and nuns, and all good known advisors of Amitabha. Chư Phổ菩萨, Ching Liang Ta Sư, Sư Phụ Sang Rần, Cơ Wei Chư Cha Rần, Cơ Wei Sang Trư Sư, Amitabha. Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại Sư và Thượng Thiện Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện sư Thích Ca Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 17th, St. Patty's Day. Ooh, green beer everyone. Here in the US it's St. Patrick's Day, so we drink green beer by our tradition. You don't? I mean, why you look at me like that? You don't drink green beer on St. Patty's Day? What has this America become? You guys are no fun. Never mind, I guess I have to side with you, siding with impurity and loftiness. Okay, thank you all for coming to our St. Patty's Day discussion of the prologue to the Avatamsaka Sutra, prepared by Great Master Ching Liang. We are right now on slide 301 of door number 2, with the stores and teachings containing it. He's discussing an overview of what the sutra is about and how you can classify the various teachings contained in here. It's endless. You can talk about it, you can go and dissect this forever. But he's kind of does it in a very elegant fashion, so it's kind of cool to look into it, okay? And maybe in a way show the scholars that they don't understand as much as they think they do, okay, about this sutra, about this prologue. Okay, 301. 3, because originally the sage's basic intention was for the sake of a single matter. 4, because with regard to each and every text, the multitudes of understandings are not the same.
3. 原圣本意为一事故。4. 随一一文众解不同故。
Okay, background information for you. He's talking about, when you take the Buddhist teaching, it can be, take it as a lump sum or take it as divided teachings. Okay, and he says that right now the argument is that why it should be taught together, should be undivided. And he gave 2 reasons already. This is reason number 3. He says, because originally the sage's basic intention for the sake of a single matter. This is a big deal for Buddhism, a humongous deal for Buddhism. This is contained in the perfect teaching in Buddhism, that perfect teaching in a Lotus Sutra. All Buddhists, most Buddhists, Mahayana practitioners, heard about the Lotus Sutra or Dharma Flower Sutra. That's when the Buddha, after talking round and round and round, finally he said, you should become Buddhas because you can. Why are you stopping yourself? And that's what it's called the perfect teaching. Buddha says, you. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Don't look at me or your neighbors. You. Each and every one of you, okay, can become Buddhas, will become Buddhas, as a matter of fact. Isn't that cool? God, the Koreans are so full. I don't know. I'm so sleepy. Okay, so the Buddha says in the Lotus Sutra, he says, I came here for one single matter, the most important matter in this world. Okay? The matter is the matter of birth and death. And it's funny, today during the Chan class, we talked about impermanence. And now we're talking about birth and death, the big matter, the great matter of birth and death. He says, I have this incredible secret that I want to share with you freely. Why is that? Why am I sharing with you? Because you forgot. It's not my own. It's our collective knowledge. You know it. She knows it. He knows it too. Okay? I know it too. Not as well as the Buddha. Okay? But we all know it. And you are stopping yourself from realizing your fullest potential. You join the Marines because you're told, be all you can be, okay? But it's wrong, okay? You should join Mahayana boat, the division, where we will help you become all you can be truly. Doesn't matter who you are, man, woman, child, okay? Buddha taught even a dragon girl became enlightened. You heard of that famous story, right? Dragon girl, she became enlightened just like that in front of Shariputra. Okay? So he says, everyone can become enlightened. It's you who don't believe me. You find it to be too good to be true, like those scam investments, Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes. Heard of them? I lost some money too. Okay? When you're poor, you can't help but be greedy. Okay? So he says, you have to believe me. This is for real. It's too good to be true. Yes. Okay? But it's true. The only catch is that in order to become like me, and all of you can, okay? He goes through the spiel for 50 years. So this is what you ought to do. And it turns out it's not as simple as it sounds. Okay? So what did he do? In a Lotus Sutra, he says, the Buddha came to our world. Okay? Remember, Buddha is the wisest man in this universe. He would never waste his time. Wise men never waste time. Unlike us. So he came to our world to do 4 things. To open, disclose, enlighten, and enter the knowledge and vision of the Buddha. He says, open, disclose, enlighten, and make you enter the vision and knowledge of the Buddhas. And I know many of you Buddhists have read this, have heard of it, have studied this. So, anyone have read the Lotus Sutra? Raise your hands, please. I know San Jose people have. Don't let me down, San Jose people. Just raise your hand. I won't ask you any questions. Liar. You have to be Asian. Asians, raise your hand. God, I'm getting desperate. The Asians are like unmoving. Okay, how about Asians in Korea? Anyone have read the Lotus Sutra, have heard of it, have read it? I like Koreans, 3 of them, 4. No Sunims, no monks and nuns? Here too? In Lotus Sutra, it is, in that sutra, again, the sutra, and the Buddha says, you can become a Buddha. Don't sell yourself short. Don't let anyone tell you that you cannot become a Buddha. You can become a Buddha. Okay? So that is to open. What is to open? What is open?
Open?
Yeah, open. Open sesame.
Oh, open sesame.
Yeah, open. Open the door. What's open? Anyone? Those of you who have read the Lotus Sutra, who study the Lotus Sutra, who understand Lotus Sutra, what does open mean? What does disclose mean? What does enlighten mean? What does enter the knowledge and vision mean? Yeah, this is very important. That sutra is so important. Okay, that's the, thank you very much. You're distracting me. I'm talking about very, very important things. No time to talk about tea. Okay. You made a mess. Okay, anyone? What is open? I'm very neat and tidy. I'm going to Korea. I better learn to be very clean. The Koreans are crazy, you know. I was there the last time. You know what happened? A shocking thing. I was working in my room, and you know what? Someone knocked on my door and said, "Are you there?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "You want me to go in and clean your room?" I said, "What? This is a motel or what? This is a temple. You don't clean my room. I like it messy." I haven't cleaned my house for 3 years until the Koreans came. Okay? And they clean. The Korean clean everything. One cleans and the next one comes cleans the same place. That's why it's spick and span. Yeah. Anyway, where were we? It's a shocking thing. So that's why I'm preparing myself mentally. I have to be clean, keep my room clean, because who knows what happens when I'm not there, what they do to my room, you know. Anyway, so much stress and pressure. Okay, so what is open? Disclose. Why? What is going on here? Okay, anyone? Speak. What is to open? What is to disclose? It's beautiful. How come you don't appreciate it? I love it. When I read the Lotus Sutra as described by Master Hsuan, I said, open, disclose, enlighten, and enter the vision, knowledge of the Buddha. I said, wow, this is so beautiful. But I said, why open? Why disclose? And I sped up. I fast forwarded the tape to find an answer. I said, what is open? What is disclose? No one asked. So he never explained. Good Lord. I said, how? This is such an important thing and no one asked. The Buddha came to our world, Alex, and to do 4 things only. Open, disclose, enlighten, and enter the Buddha's knowledge and vision. And I said, what is open? Why? What is disclose? What's the difference between open and disclose? What's the difference between enlightenment and enlighten, and make enter the knowledge and vision. Why? I'm asking all of you Buddhists in the world, please help me understand what it means. Doesn't it bother you? Why Buddha has made a big fuss? He came to our world, went through birth, and suffer a lot to do this. He said, I came to this world to do this one thing only: open, disclose, enlighten, and make you enter the vision and knowledge of the Buddhas. Every one of you. You too. You, everyone. He says, really? My little self? My insignificant self? Yeah, you too. That's why it's such a big deal. How come no one really explained? No one ever asked. So I'm asking you. No? Those of you who raise your hand and say, you read the Lotus Sutra. What does it mean? Old monk, the old monk, the ex-abbot of DTT, Dhammacharitri Temple, is an advocate of the Lotus Sutra. He says, I've read it at least 20 times already, cover to cover. What does it mean? Yes, sir. Impress the young man who are next to you, who came back from Korea, and says, I know more about Buddhism than you Koreans. Yeah? Old monk, go ahead. Can't hear him. What is going on? Okay, while they're working on technical difficulties and challenges we all have. Anyone else? What is open? What is disclosed? What is going on?
This is very important.
Yeah, now we can hear you. Go. Yeah, we can hear you. Stop beating into my ears.
Kinh Pháp Hoa khai Đức Phật khai thị cho mình biết mình có Phật tánh và xác nhận ra rằng mình sẽ thành Phật. Bằng chứng là long nữ là trẻ con 8 tuổi mà súc sanh, mà nữ nữa mà vẫn thành Phật. Đó Đức Phật xác nhận.
So I want you to answer me directly because the Americans, the new students are going to ask you this. What is open? Explain me what open means. What is disclose means? Khai shi thi. Okay, what is thi in Vietnamese? What is wu? What is ru? You have to explain that specifically. So what is khai? What is to open? What is to disclose? Shi thi. What does it mean? Why? It's amazing. The Chinese, the disciple of Master Shua never asked this. It's weird. I know. If I didn't point it out to you, you all would gloss over this as well. Say, yeah, if they didn't ask, we know how to ask. No, that's not American. We Americans are entitled to ask anything that bothers us. No? I disagree. Look at, it's the wrong time to be polite. Go ahead. What's open? Old monk. What is?
Tức là khai cho mình biết là mình có cái Phật tánh. Cái giống như Phật rồi thị đó. Mình tu để mình thấy cái đó. Rồi ngộ, tức là enlightenment. Rồi tu cao hơn nữa là nhập vào cái đó. cuối cùng là sẽ thành Phật.
Okay.
Các
Translation.
cái bên Nam Tông là chỉ trừ phiền não và chỉ chứng A-la-hán thôi.
So Master Kai Open is to let us know that we have the Buddha nature just like the Buddha, and disclose meaning that allow us to cultivate so that we can see that Buddha nature, what it is, and ngộ, enlightenment is we get enlightened. And when we cultivate in higher, we will be able to enter that knowledge. And therefore, finally, we will become a Buddha, different from the Southern Hinayana tradition, is they only eliminate the affliction and certify to the position of arhat.
Okay. Any questions about that? Let me ask you a question, an old monk. Does it mean that the Buddha never explained this to the Hinayana according to you? Because you said you to open is to tell everyone that you have a Buddha nature. Did the Buddha tell the Hinayana students that they have the Buddha nature?
Đức Phật có dạy, nhưng mà những cái người đó họ không có tin. Họ chỉ nghĩ là khả năng họ chỉ.
Where does the Buddha say that in the Hinayana or Agama store that you have a Buddha nature? Which sutra is that? Which sutta? Careful now. Can you give me a sutta where it says you have the Buddha nature in the Agama store, in the Hinayana store, the Pali store, anywhere that the Buddha says you have the Buddha nature? Come on, all of you. Give me a sutra name, a sutta name. Let's say so. Lotus Sutra says you have the Buddha nature. That's a fact. But give me a sutta in Pali canon. In the Agama store, it says you have the Buddha nature. That's my question. Yes, go for us.
Thank you, Master. I don't know, but I don't think he does, because I read something today on Instagram saying that about Buddha nature, and it says in Mahayana Buddhism. I was like, what? Only Mahayana?
Yeah. But then, does it mean that the Buddha never taught the Hinayana? So he says, I only teach you Mahayana students. Hinayana, forget it. You are, oh, not you, but you Hinayana people. No. So Buddha discriminates? Wow. Sound like Buddha has no compassion whatsoever. Anyone? You see? You think you understand. This is a danger of you reading all these sutras and all these things you think you understand. Okay, JMT, CNN, enlighten us.
저는 법화경을 읽어보지 않았습니다. 하지만 계시 오입이란 제가 생각하기에 제가 알기로는 우리는 탐진치로 많은 윤회를 하면서 그로 인해서 업으로 만들어진 벽에 갇혀 있는데 그 벽을 허물고 그 벽 외부를 바깥을 보는 것. 그러면 그 밖은 아무것도 없이 텅 비어서 이 세상이 이렇게 공하다는 것을 알고 깨달음의 길에 들어서는 게 계시 오입이라고 생각하고 있습니다.
Wow, this girl here likes the Dharma. It's cool. Translation.
Master, I haven't read the Lotus Sutra, but as far as I know, we have so much greed, anger, and stupidity. So we reincarnate, we turn on the wheel of incarnation, and we made a karma. So we made a war based on our karma. So we are stuck inside the war. So we destroy the world and look outside. Then the outside is empty, and we realize that world is empty, and we can enter the enlightenment.
So you empty, I'm empty. Jewel Mountain Temple is empty. Everything empty.
공하다는 의미는 아무것도 없다는 의미가 아니고 우리는 원래 아무것도 없는데 인연에 의해서 이루어지고 사라지고 그게 반복되는 게 반복됨을 이야기합니다.
Empty doesn't mean that there's nothing at all.
That's what I said. Why do you use my words against me? Very good. Excellent. Anyone else? Alex, of course, has a theory.
Thank you, Master. You were asking whether, what sutta was mentioned, that the open, disclose, make, enlighten. When I was looking at it and thinking about an answer that I wasn't going to say, was that I thought it was like the Four Noble Truths. How is it different than that?
Thinking about what truth?
The Four Noble Truths.
The Four Noble Truths? Mm-hmm. Okay. Very good. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Anyone else? See, collective wisdom. You all have wisdom. I'm impressed. Okay? Just because you knew the Buddhism doesn't mean you don't understand. You see, that's a fallacy to think that, like I say, like my master disciples, I bet you ask them that, open, disclose, enlighten to, enter knowledge and wisdom of Buddha, they will not be able to answer you. Because why? Because they said, Master Shenhua says so, it must be true. Buddha says so, it must be true. But for us, people, new students of Buddhism, of Mahayana, we ask questions because we want to know. We really are curious. Okay? So you better be prepared to answer such questions. Very good. I'm very pleased that you've been listening to the sutra and it's giving you clues. That's very good. Excellent. Okay? I'm impressed. Anyone else? It is so important, and I need you to be cognizant of that. Okay, and I need you to keep an open mind and be critical and ask questions instead of just accepting everything at face value. Okay? And that's what bothers me about the Chinese system, the Asian system, where they said, if Master Shenhua says open, disclose, enlighten, and enter the Buddha's knowledge and vision, when I first read that explanation, I said, say what? What does it mean? And no one asked, no explanation of that. Now I was telling myself, I hope I don't ever have to explain that if someone asks the question. What it really means. And I kind of buried it and hoping that it will not surface. And tonight I decided to open a new can of worms. and make life hard for everyone else. People like me who have to speak Dharma. Because we have to be prepared to answer all of your questions. What kind of Mahayana is if we cannot explain open, if we cannot explain disclosed, we cannot explain enlightened to, we cannot explain enter knowledge and vision, when there are the four critical, fundamentally critical, important things that the Buddha came to our world to do. Agree or disagree? What is the matter with you? Listening to these sutra lectures, and you say, oh, because Master says so, therefore it must be so. No, that's the wrong way to listen. You listen and you ask questions. You say, I don't get this. Please explain it to me. It's the wrong time to be polite. What's the matter with you? How can we help your children, the young people, the new people, if we are afraid to ask questions? If it's so important, isn't it fair that we need to have a clear understanding of what it is? Just in case someone asks us. Okay, if you don't ask, I don't have to answer this, right? I'm not going to make life hard for myself. So I gave you half of the thing already. The problem is that no one dares ask a question. I teach you what questions to ask already, okay? I don't have to give answers, right? I have to give answers too? No, you go and ask the other monks and nuns. What does it mean? You're the Dharma masters. You are the one with seniority. You're the one who are enlightened. You're the one who have wisdom. You're the one who represent Hinayana. You're the one who represent Mahayana. What does it mean? You're the one who meditates. You're the one who does chant. You're the one who does hua tou. You're supposed to have wisdom. If the Buddha does these four things that are so important in Mahayana, what are they? Why and why? No? You say, oh, Master says it's important, so therefore it's important, that's good. That's not how you're going to help Mahayana penetrate and help the people now and in the future, because they're going to ask us. Someday someone will ask us, what does it mean open? What's the difference between open and disclosed? I asked the very same questions I'm asking you right now. The first time I read about this, now I could not find the answer. Doesn't it bother you? Yeah? 5.
I said now it does.
Now, yeah. Anyone else besides, the lady there? One person is bothered. And the rest of you, I don't know. I'm not going to give the Dharma Master a hard time. We're supposed to be polite. We're supposed to be faithful and loyal and sincere Buddhist disciples. Why give our teachers a hard time? I don't want you to be like that. I want you to give me a hard time. The worst that could happen is, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with me telling you I don't know. I'm not supposed to know everything. I'm no Buddha. Do you look like a Buddha? Never mind. Don't answer that. Okay, so what is open? Open, like the word says. What does open mean? You open a can of worms. That's what it means. You open a can, a jar of peanut butter. Yes? What else you open? You open the door for a lady, don't you? Alex? You young people don't do it anymore. It's wrong. Now it's funny. Now the girl said, let me open the door for you. Because you equal, remember? I said, I yearn for the old times where girls would like it when you open the door for them. Now I said, really? I don't feel right when you open the door for me. I said, say what? Does it happen to you? Murali, oh, he doesn't date. Alex, you, oh, he's married. Married people don't open doors for their wives anymore, right? You open the door. You open a can of worms. Like what I'm doing right now. What for? Why do you open? It's so beautiful. Why? I don't know why people are not bothered by these words. They bother me. I'm a curious person. I said, why open? Why disclose? Why don't you call it close? Why don't you call it brainwash? But it's disclose. Anyone? So open. Is it clear? Do we see? It's very simple. You open because you want to make it available. Yes? You open the door, the lady because say, yeah, dear, young lady, old lady, whatever, please, the car is now available to you. Does this ring a bell to you? It's available to you. Please enter if you wish. Yes? Open a can of peanut butter because you want to make it available. Can you imagine that they give you a can of peanut butter and they don't allow you to open? Right? It's just common sense. I don't get it. How come people don't think open is so profound? No! It's very simple. Make it available for you to choose to enter or not, to use it or not. But imagine, if you will, oh my God, I just made a mess. Sorry. I have to be more gentle. Sorry. Where was I again? Okay. You open meaning that you simply bring people's attention to it and offer it. Make it available. That's all it means. Agree or disagree? You profound scholars and you profound practitioners of Buddhism with deep wisdom and have been practicing and cultivating for decades and years or weeks, disagree with me. You telling me open is more profound than that. See, you're always expecting something profound. You don't understand. The profundity is in the simplicity. Is it clear? So, okay, you open. Open meaning you make it available. Are we in agreement right here? Again, no one is responding to me. Why do I bother making my own life difficult when no one really cares? Okay, I'm going to ignore you. Okay, I will speak to myself only. Thank you. Only one person loves me. So lonely. Okay. So you see, open is that, yes?
Master, so open make what available?
Open your mind. That's what it means. It's not open the door. I open the door is only an analogy for you to understand. Open is actually open your mind. I'm glad you asked. If you didn't ask, I would gloss over it too. So that next person who asks, I said, no, you have not understood open yet. I only explained to you the shallow meaning of open. Open doors. Actually, open is open your mind. You still want to ask me questions or no? If you don't ask me questions, I'm not going to tell you more.
Open
Don't
the mind
overdo
to
it.
what, Master?
Don't overdo it. Yeah, what was your question?
Open the mind to what?
To what? Oh, someone there asked me. Good Lord. I even have to tell you what to ask. Isn't that sad? What the world has become? Huh? Open to what? Yes, Morale. 4.
No, I can use the, okay. I was thinking along the same lines. So if Buddha is helping to open my mind, and he's going to disclose what is in there already, which is a lot of afflictions, and then maybe he's going to enlighten us to enter the knowledge that he has how to come out of it.
Very good. Open your mind to something that you overlooked your entire life. You don't dare look at. He says, look, here, it's here. Look at the car. Look at how barren this Tesla is and the kind of money you're paying for. I'm kidding. You understand? Open. Draw attention to it. Okay? Because you refuse to look at it. You neglect, you forget to look at it. You overlooked it. Same thing that everyone who studied Buddhism so far in the US overlooked the fact you're supposed to understand how to explain. Open, disclose, make enlightened to, and help enter the Buddha's knowledge and vision. Because people will ask you. They're supposed to ask you. Okay? So, yes, 5.
So, a question, Master, so is to open our mind and to disclose, but only to help us see the wisdom, or as well to see, like for example, I just realized that I criticize a lot, more than I
praise and
God.
give credit to, yes.
So when he helped us to open our mind for us to see, or for me to see those kind of things, or this one is just referring to the wisdom, or is wisdom already in it when you are able to see, like, oh, I'm criticizing a lot and I wasn't aware, and now that I can see
You're going
it.
too fast. You have to slow down, okay? Hang on. I answer all those questions, okay? Pretty soon. GMT question.
그러면 마음의 문은 어떻게 열 수 있습니까?
사홍성이 안 들립니다.
Open the door of our mind.
Excuse me?
How can you open the door of our mind?
He opened our doors. Okay? Like I'm opening your mind right now. How did I open? What did I open? I opened your door to the question you should be asking about. Open, disclose, and so forth. What does it mean? Open here, what did the Buddha open? What did he do to open our mind? He introduced, he pointed out to